This is a Church Avenue bound A train via the F Express line. The next stop is J Street Metrotech. This is a Church Avenue bound A train via the F Express line. The next and last stop is Church Avenue. This is a Manhattan bound B local train. The next stop is Kingsbridge Road. This is a Queens bound B train via the N line. The next stop is Queensboro Plaza. This is a Ditmars Boulevard bound B train via the N line. The next stop is 39th Avenue. This is a Coney Island bound B train via the D line. The next stop is Bay 50th Street. This is a Coney Island bound B train via the D line. The next and last stop is Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue. This is a 34th Street Penn Station bound C local train. The next stop is 163rd Street, Amsterdam Avenue. This is a 205th Street bound C train via the D line. The next stop is 167th Street. This is a Rockaway Park bound C train via the A line. The next stop is Aqueduct-North Conduit. This is a Canal Street bound C local train. The next stop is 163rd Street, Amsterdam Avenue. This is a 161st Street, Yankee Stadium bound D local train. The next and last stop is 161st Street, Yankee Stadium. This is a Queens-bound D train via the A line. The next stop is Nostrand Avenue. This is a Broadway Lafayette Street bound D local train. The next stop is 96th Street. This is a Broadway Lafayette Street bound D local train. The next stop is Cathedral Parkway, 110th Street. This is a 207th Street bound train. The next stop is Canal Street. This is an Annabelle local train. The next and last stop is Inwood-207th Street. This is a Queens-bound E train. The next and last stop is Queens Plaza. This is a Queens-bound E express train. The next stop is Canal Street. This is a Queens-bound E express train. The next stop is Lexington Avenue, 53rd Street. This is an East Broadway bound E local train via the 6th Avenue line. The next stop is Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street. This is an 18th Avenue bound F local train. The next stop is J Street Metrotech. This is a Bedford Nostrand Avenue bound F train. The next stop is West 8th Street, New York Aquarium. This is a Bedford Nostrand Avenue bound F train. The next stop is Clinton, Washington Avenues. This is a Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue bound F train via the D line. The next stop is 59th Street. Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue bound F train via the D line. The next stop is 8th Avenue. This is a Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue bound F train via the D line. The next stop is New Utrecht Avenue. This is a Queens-bound F local train. The next stop is 21st Street, Queensbridge. This is a Kew Gardens Union Turnpike-bound F express train. The next stop is Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. This is a Queens-bound F train via the C line. The next stop is Liberty Avenue. This is a Lefferts Boulevard-bound F train via the A line. The next stop is 104th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound D local train via the R line. The next and last stop is 18th Avenue. This is a Church Avenue bound G train. The next stop is Nassau Avenue. This is a Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue bound G train via the F local line. The next and last stop is Coney Island-Stillwell Avenue. This is a Brooklyn-bound G train. The next stop is 21st Street. This is a Nassau Avenue bound G train. The next and last stop is Nassau Avenue. This is a Brooklyn-bound G train via the Queens Boulevard local line. The next stop is 21st Street. This is a Manhattan-bound L train. The next stop is East 105th Street.
This is a 14th Street Union Square bound L train.
The next and last stop is 14th Street Union Square. This is a Manhattan-bound M local train. The next stop is 67th Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound M express train. The next stop is Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound M express train. The next stop is Myrtle Avenue, Broadway. This is a Queens-bound M express train. The next stop is Broadway Lafayette Street. This is a Queens-bound M express train. The next stop is 34th Street, Hearld Square. Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is 5th Avenue, 53rd Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is 4750th Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is 42nd Street, Bryant Park. Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is Broadway Lafayette Street. This is a Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is Delancey Street, Essex. This is a Brooklyn-bound M express train. The next stop is Marcy Avenue. This is a Queens-bound M local train. The next stop is Hewes. This is a Jamaica 179th Street bound M express train. The next stop is Forest Hills, 71st Avenue. This is a Forest Hills, 71st Avenue bound M express train. The next stop is Queens Plaza. This is a Manhattan-bound M train via the J line. The next stop is Sutphin Boulevard, JFK Airport. This is a Queens Plaza-bound M local train. The next stop is 67th Avenue. This is a West 4th Street, Washington Square-bound M train. The next stop is 5th Avenue, 53rd Street. This is a West 4th Street, Washington Square-bound M train. The next stop is 34th Street, Hearld Square. This is a 168th Street bound M local train via the B line. The next stop is 14th Street. This is a 168th Street bound M local train via the B line. The next stop is 34th Street, Hearld Square. This is a 168th Street bound M train via the C line. The next stop is 145th Street. This is a 168th Street bound M train via the C line. The next stop is 155th Street. This is a Court Street bound M local train. The next stop is 86th Street. Bound M train via the F line. The next stop is Lexington Avenue, 63rd Street. This is a Queens-bound M train via the F line. The next stop is Roosevelt Island. The Forest Hills 71st Avenue bound M train via the R line. The next stop is 36th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound Hewes local train. The next stop is West 8th Street, New York Aquarium. This is a Queensboro Plaza-bound Hewes local train. The next stop is Astoria Boulevard. This is a Queens-bound Q train via the D line. The next stop is 47th 50th Street, Rockefeller Center. The next stop is Roosevelt Island. This is a 21st Street Queensbridge-bound Q train. The next and last stop is 21st Street, Queensbridge.
This is a Whitehall Street-bound Q train.
The next stop is 86th Street. This is a Bay Parkway-bound R train. The next stop is J Street Metrotech. This is a Bay Parkway-bound R train via the D line. The next stop is 9th Avenue. Beach-bound R train. The next stop is J Street Metrotech. This is a Brighton Beach-bound R train via the Q line. The next stop is 7th Avenue. This is a Brighton Beach-bound R train via the Q line. The next stop is Parkside Avenue. This is a Jamaica Center Parsons Archer-bound R train. The next stop is 36th Street. This is a Jamaica Center Parsons Archer-bound R train. The next stop is 63rd Drive-Rego Park. This is a Jamaica Center Parsons Archer-bound R train via the E line. The next stop is 75th Avenue. This is a Euclid Avenue bound shuttle train. The next stop is Beach 105th Street. Euclid Avenue bound shuttle train. The next and last stop is Euclid Avenue. This is a broad channel bound shuttle train. The next stop is Beach 90th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the F line. The next stop is Sutphin Boulevard. This is a Manhattan-bound B train via the F line. The next stop is Parsons Boulevard. This is a Manhattan-bound V train via the F local line. The next stop is 169th Street. This is a Manhattan-bound V train via the F local line. The next stop is 75th Avenue. This is a Lower East Side 2nd Avenue bound V local train. The next stop is 42nd Street, Bryant Park. This is a Jamaica 179th Street bound B express train. The next stop is Forest Hills, 71st Avenue. This is the Jamaica 179th Street bound B local train. The next stop is Kew Gardens, Union Turnpike. This is a 36th Street bound W train. The next stop is Union Street. This is a Manhattan-bound W train via the N line. The next stop is Broadway. This is a Broadway Junction-bound Z skip stop train. The next stop is Norwood Avenue. This is a Manhattan-bound Z skip stop train. The next and last stop is Broadway Junction.
Ladies and gentlemen, because of a loss of power, this train is no longer in service. Please follow the instructions from the train crew.